Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build. I hope everyone's doing good today. So, what I'm building is a Bookworm's cozy apartment. I had a lot of fun making this build just because of that new kit that we got, which is a book nook kit, I believe, which came with a lot of fun items, including those tall stackable shelves and also that cozy couch that I'm actually really excited about using in my future builds. I want to say that probably be my favorite couch from now on, just because it looks really cozy. So I start up here with the kitchen. I really like how the kitchen came out. I used that cabinet that normally you would use for the bathroom, but I feel like in this case, I don't know, I feel like it was appropriate just because there was not enough space between the window and like the other cabinet to pull in like to put a full cabinet there. So I feel like they look pretty nicely. Those jars that are there, we can probably imagine that are maybe like some spices or something. And I kind of did struggle with like the little entrance here to the kitchen just because I didn't want to close it off completely because I felt like it was going to look too small. So I left it open and I added this shelf, which I imagine was kind of like a built-in shelf in that part, and just added some little column things, I don't know what you call them, on the side to kind of make it look a little bit more put together. And here in the actual living room, I used those new shelves that came with the new kit, which I'm really excited about. I feel like we really didn't have shelves like that that consisted of just like books. So I'm really excited to use those in my future builds. And one thing that I did differently, guys, I started using the tool mod a little bit more. I've used it in the past to kind of like move objects as far as like placing those windows a certain way. So like I placed the windows on a wall and just kind of move them forward and backward and such on the axis. And here recently, I started playing with kind of making objects a little bit bigger. So scaling them in between sizes, which for some reason always look kind of tricky for me. But if I have to be honest, it's actually easier to scale those objects than actually placing like windows and moving things on the actual axis. So just my opinion. But I'm really excited that I'm playing with it just because I feel like it opens more options to use certain objects in the build in ways that I probably wouldn't use them. So I'm really excited to play with that in my future builds. So here I just add some clutter items, and for some reason I do add this table near the entrance. And later on I realized after like making the bedroom that the objects that I placed on there somehow disappeared. So you see me placing that lamp, but when I go back and add the objects again, I actually place a different lamp just because I felt like it looked a little bit better. And I just try to clutter up the entryway just to make it look a little bit more lived in. I add an umbrella rack and I move on here to the dining area. I was wanting to add plants, but didn't want to go too crazy with the plants because I wanted to focus more on maybe the sim just likes to read a lot. They enjoy plants, but I wanted to add more books than anything. That's one of my other favorite objects that came with that new kit is that little metal basket kind of thing with the plant. I really wish that plant was maybe like detachable so you can kind of place it elsewhere, but I really like that object overall. And here I used the tool mod again for that shelf and kind of sized it down just a little bit to make it look a little bit better against that window, and added some more items, added those books on the shelf as well. I just wanted to kind of keep it simple, not too cluttered. I feel like the type of sim that lives here just really enjoys having a space that they enjoy being in. So even though it is cluttered, it's still very well kept. So I just kind of clutter up the shelf, added some more books, and I believe I go into the bathroom now. So for the bathroom, I originally was not going to make a full bathroom here in this area just because I was thinking I was going to have enough space in the bedroom to add a full bath there and just make this into a half. But for some reason, I don't know why I completely missed the additional room that I had created at the beginning of the build. So I ended up just adding a shower here, and I feel like overall it worked out pretty good because if I wouldn't have done that mistake, I would have probably not had enough room to make that full office in the back. So I I really liked how it turned out overall. But anyways, here I just go in and add more stuff to the entryway, add those picture frames, and I want to say I do switch out those picture frames for the different set. Yeah, there we go. I imagine maybe this sim has like some type of scholarships or some type of awards or I don't know. I feel like they have collected things over the years. Maybe they like to travel or they collect things from their books or they're into like different types of theories involving literature. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing with that idea. And in the bedroom, I added those two nightstands again, completely omitting that bedroom that was in the back. But I ended up deleting them and just keeping the one on the left side and added that door that has like built-in books in it, which is kind of like a hidden door. I thought that was pretty cool. And I managed to have enough room to add a small dresser, a mirror, and of course that bookshelf. Overall, I feel like the bedroom came out really good. I liked the theme that I had. I feel like it kind of flows with the rest of the apartment. And here I go into this additional room, which I really enjoyed building. I added those lamps. I imagine maybe the sim sits there and kind of reads their books late at night. And I go back and forth from the living room to the office space just because I was cluttering those shelves and I didn't want to repeat the items that I was placing on the shelves. So here I just add additional books, some clutter items like those boxes, some plants. And one thing that I actually do end up doing as well, I end up replacing that picture frame that's in the bedroom behind the bed and adding another bookshelf there. I thought that was a really neat idea because imagining the sim that lives here loves books, it would make sense to have some books near their bed. And here's where I actually noticed that for some reason the items that I had placed on that entryway table had disappeared. So I ended up replacing the original lamp with that other one, which I believe came from the Seasons pack and just added the clutter items that I had already placed on that table. And here I go back into the bedroom and add that dresser. And I feel like I really like that dresser because it's only that one tile big. So it can pretty much fit anywhere. And I just used some regular clutter items. I was going to use that plant again, the one that came with that book nook kit, but for some reason I feel like I was just using it too much. So I ended up deleting it and just placing like some perfume bottles and some jewelry. And there I go, replacing the picture frame with the actual bookshelf. Added some more stuff to the bookshelf. For some reason, I don't know if it was my game or if it was something that I was doing on my end, but for some reason things kept deleting. So you're later going to see those items being gone, but I do make sure that I replace them back on that shelf. I add those items back on there. And I want to say I moved back into the office here, switch out some wallpaper just to make sure that it doesn't look too um, I didn't want to, even though I am bringing those same colors into the bedroom, I still want to change it up a little bit. So I go here and add this shelf, add those bookshelves too. Those shelves that are actual books. I thought that was cool. But I didn't place anything on them. I just figured that maybe they have them hanging somehow on the wall. And here I did struggle with cluttering up these shelves just because I feel like I pretty much used all the books and the items that I wanted to use. But I feel like overall it came out pretty good. And I just add some more clutter items, some more plants, and I want to say I add kind of like the stackable cabinet things. I'm not sure what you would call them on the side near that window, and just stack up some more books, add a rug, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be coming here to the screenshots pretty soon. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up. If so, leave a comment, any suggestions that you guys may have, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter? Is it maybe because I never knew quite where I was, then suddenly you told me, baby, you're lost, but I am too. Whatever the cost, we'll make it through. Tell me you're the one for me now, 'cause what am I supposed to do?